What's up, guys? Josh here from joshmcdonald.net. Today I want to talk about FatJoe and the Hoth. So these guys have been around for quite some time. You've been in SEO, you've heard of them, you might have tried them. And for those of you who haven't tried them, this video may be of interest to you. If you already tried them, you know the spiel. And so I don't know if you'll find any information in this video, but I welcome you to check out my other videos where I review other SEO service providers, and I also review more over at searchstudy.io. So first, we're going to take a look at FatJoe. I'm sure these guys are making six figures a month at a minimum. And they really, the similarity between these two guys, the Hoth and FatJoe, is a lot of like newbies. Somehow they market to newbies. I don't know what channels they're acquiring through, but they're just finding that lower skill, more entry level SEO marketer, and they really target them. And so first of all, I went to niche edits because those are obviously like some of the best links you can get right now, money wise. Guest posts are decent as well. Personally, I like niche edits. They're generally a little bit cheaper, or link insertions, whatever you want to call them. There's a bunch of different names, but generally they go by niche edits. The page is already indexed, so I mean, you can sometimes actually get a site that already has traffic, or not just a site, but a page, rather than having to build backlinks and index a fresh guest post. Some of these older age pages, inner pages, they're 2-3 years old. They already have a couple backlinks, and so you don't need to necessarily do anything. You just go through. It's similar to like the broken link method. Like years ago, you could, or you still can if you want, but people would basically audit a site, find broken links, and then reach out and say, hey, look, this site you have here links to this page is now broken. Can you now update that link? And it's hurting your SEO, so why don't you update that link and put my new page in there which has the same relevant information, but it's not a broken link. It's similar to that. So FatJoe here, they offer a few different things. I'll go through a few things just to give my, I haven't really prepped for the video, so I'm just going to give my honest opinion. So first of all, we have niche edits. The first thing I notice is like who goes by Moz, right? Like really, like just noobs. Like that's Moz was acquired I think a couple months ago, and I was talking with another agency owner, a friend of mine, and we're just like discussing like how are these, who pays for Moz, and we're just like somehow they just have like that new beginner entry level marketer that uses them, and obviously FatJoe is going after that same demographic. People who don't really research before they buy, beginners, people have less than 1 year of experience, or people have more money than brains. So generally, entry-level marketers in, say, venture capital backed startups, things like that. Or it could be even corporate, just places where, low skill of people ended up with a pile of money, and they're looking at spending $50,000, whatever, some odd amount of dollars in the next quarter or even month. And they're like, oh, wow, only $500 a link. Let's start with 10 of those, 20 of those. Let's get some of these and this. And before you know it, they're spending tens of thousands of dollars with someone like FatJoe. So I do see DR is used right here. So that's good that they added that in. And price-wise, it's very obvious that these guys are a reseller. They don't do a whole lot internally. I'm guessing their staff is like US based, and they just have some sort of reseller or fulfillment offshore, or some sort of team where if they're buying a link around this price point, they're probably paying like $100 or something for the link, and pocketing $400 and using that money to bid competitively on AdWords and whatever channels they're doing. I'm sure they're doing lots of Facebook retargeting and things like that. Now, so like I was thinking about testing, but I'm like, there's no way, because I wouldn't test like these smaller ones. Like it's just kind of a waste. I would buy this package, but for $500, I mean, like why? Some people say, oh no, the quality is going to be totally different than the other niche edits. Generally not. I've purchased from dozens of providers. The quality in the lists, there's a ton of overlap, and so whenever I buy a niche edit from someone, I basically send them a referring domains list from Ahrefs and say, hey, look, I already have niche edits on these hundreds of sites. Can you just make sure you're not, there's no overlap? Because I don't want it. There is value to having, multiple niche edits on one site, but it's not as much of having niche edits across different domains. So a lot of these resellers use the same list. $500 is just insane. If you go to legit, without even searching that hard, you can find niche edits. Obviously the DR40 ones or DR50 ones are gonna be harder to find. Let's just compare back and forth here. They don't have anything on referring domains, but it's probably around 100 referring domains. It's probably this one. It could be up here, but if they're crap links, it could obviously be this link too. But you're looking between $80 and $140, and they're charging $40, right? So, that's not even bulk. That's one link, right? Yeah. So it's I'm sure you message the guy, you want 10 links, you can probably get 10 for 300. 10 for 300. And that's not even searching around. I mean, we literally clicked like the first link here. So, let's just pop open a couple more. Let's get a higher. Yeah, RD400. That'd be like DA40, I would say. Generally, that'd be the matchup, roughly, depending on the quality of links. Again, so 249, and you're looking at 75. So, I mean, there's a whole business model here for people to just, create a darn SEO site, set up the packages, mark the, 3-4 times the price, set up the AdWords campaigns, spend the money on advertising on, things in the industry like conferences and whatnot, and then look at the markup. So anyways, enough of FatJoe. Unless they have anything else that's really worth talking about, Blogger Outreach, I guess we'll just check that pricing real quick. If the page loads here. My internet's not slow, so I don't know what's going on with this site. There we go. Same price, if I'm not mistaken. At least this one has a traffic guarantee. SEMrush. So there's not even there's no bulk discount for that either. You 50 plus placements. Like, they're really going in on volume here. I mean, what's 25? Is that 12.5? I'm thinking it is. Yeah, 12.5. Like, their second. Like, they're doing volume. Volume is their game. They're making good money. But I don't, if you're watching these videos, you're not a beginner anymore. You're starting to educate yourself, and so, it's probably not worth shilling out that kind of money. Let's see here. Local business citations, no. Check a couple of these prices. Not to say the quality isn't better, but you know what? That site's too slow, and it's kind of annoying me. Let's just flip to the Hoth and do a quick review of them as well, because I mean, in my eyes, they're kind of eye and eye. So there's a little guest post form here I found on their site where you can kind of go through pricing and whatnot. So they, again, domain authority, catering to noobs, people who use domain authority, the Moz users, those guys. Let's just say, like, the thing with domain authorities, it's so easy. Like, you just do the redirect, you do a little bit of spam, and it's not hard. Ahrefs, like, you can still spam a site and get pretty high DR, but it's definitely way harder. Like, it's just harder to fake. Whereas a lot of these guest post sellers, so that they take your $500 or whatever for this one, and they'll go off, and it'll be someone who runs a site and they're selling guest posts, obviously, and they'll take a fee of like $50 to $100. And like, if you don't think those sellers are like devious or tricky or sleazy or whatever you want to call them enough to manipulate their metrics, I mean, then you're very naive, because they definitely are. A lot of them are manipulating metrics. You can go on Fiverr and just like buy the boost, the domain authority boost, for like less than $100, and look at what people are charging her for freaking guest posts on those sites. It's insane. But we're looking at similar prices, right? DA50, and then what do they charge? I mean, at least that's kind of reasonable. $25 for every 100 words. Um, what's the discount? Oh, I went to 26. No discount. Yeah, no discount. That's crazy. That is insane. But I mean, the Hoth, they were that agency. I don't know if you guys go to Affiliate Summit. Yeah, it's affiliate, the one in Vegas, Affiliate Summit West. But I think they were that company. I mean, the booths there are tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, I haven't. It's been years since I looked at the price of a booth there, but some of them are quite expensive. And I believe they were the ones there that had that money machine where you have like a gun that you just load like dollar bills into, and you can just spray it at people as they walk by your booth. Like the amount of money they're making off of people who don't know what they're doing and don't know what they're buying is it's insane. It's so crazy because you know someone's coming along here and going, "Oh, what do I do? I don't really know what I'm doing. What's my boss gonna like?" You know, that's how the corporate world works. Got to impress the boss. All right, this week we're gonna spend this much. Oh wow, they got the report timely. Oh wow, oh let's do this. Oh let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And before you know it, it's like boop, there goes $100,000. That's who they're catering to. The people who know what they're doing aren't using the Hoth and they aren't using FatJoe. Because it doesn't make sense to. There's just without even putting in any crazy effort, you can cut your costs to like a third, just by looking around. So, any questions about vendors, people you want me to try, test, review, just let me know. But these are two big ones I want to get out of the way, and I know the quality's not there to spend $500 on a test. It's the same sites as you're gonna get for $100. So, any questions, requests, drop them in the comments. Thanks.